Alright guys, welcome back to the Pentagon Challenge, and we are starting Season 6 for the very first time in the Japanese First Division. Of course, the aim of this series is to win the Champions League across 5 different continents, and that means on average we need to win a Champions League every 6 seasons, because we've only got 30 years to complete this on the mobile version. So we are into our 6th season now. But of course, our longest wait for our first Champions League is going to be for the first one, starting off with no coaching badges and without a job. So we've worked our way up to the first division of the Japanese League. We are still with Kanazawa. I have applied for some other jobs. If you guys have missed the start of this series, and this is the first one you jumped into, then you can check out the whole playlist link in the description and you can watch every single episode there. But we are starting off our 6th season with Kanazawa, our 5th season with them, and we are into the Japanese First Division for the very first time. Now we're starting off our first game in the First Division against Kashima in the First Division, of course, and they are probably the hardest team to face for your very first game. Away from home, they are the champions for the last 2 years. So going to be a very difficult game to start us off with. I did apply to this job at Osaka, but unfortunately we didn't get it. I also applied for some other jobs, Frankfurt, Inter Miami. Karim Benzema's now the manager there. But we are still at Kanazawa. Of course, I've been building the team as well while we are here. So I'm going to show you the transfers that we have made. As you can see, a lot has been happening. I've still got some finances to spend. As you can see, we've made 300,000 off the transfers alone. But let's quickly run through them. So, loads of loans coming in. We've got 7 in total. Starting off with Terakado, a backup right winger. And he can also play striker. Good pace, good stamina, good decisions, good crossing, all around blue, apart from tackling. But very good player there. Good backup player as well. Mutsugani, again, more of a backup left winger, but he can also play striker if we need him to. But we probably won't use him there. But we need a backup left winger. And Mutsugani wasn't much options, so we ended up going with him. Kei Inabi. We're going to be using this guy in centre midfield. Can play CDM as well, so it's useful if we need to drop him back to that role and play that formation. But a good centre midfielder, young, 20 years of age, good all-round stats, a few greens as well, which is good. We've got Shikano, back on loan, which we had him last year, of course. If you watched last season, played centre midfield, can play right back as well, which is useful. 17 pace. Good centre midfield, only continue to improve again this year. We have brung in a good right back here, Silva Santos Jr. Hasn't played any friendly games because he's been playing, I think, for Brazil. What's it say here? He's uncut for Brazil. He wasn't available for the friendly matches. I'm not sure why that was, but we got him on loan here. Good right back. You can see 19 aggression, 20 technique, 16 teamwork, 16 leadership. Very good right back tab. We're going to be starting with Kanazawa, of course, our main player. But if we need him, he is there. Next up, we've got Okazawa, who, again, another player we had on loan last year. Centre back. And I'm going to try and start him this year over Sato. So we're going to try and get him gelled into the first team. He is a really good centre back. Of course, still young. But finally, the biggest one probably, Asnu, left back. And unfortunately, he is injured for a month, still to go. But on loan from a Bayern second team, 16 pace, 17 stamina, 12 tackling. Looks to be a very good left back and good backup, because there's a reason why we needed those players. And I'll show you as we move up. But a few players going out on loan. Some of these I've brung in. So brung in some youth players of just that come through the youth academy. Nothing really too special yet. But worst case scenario, we make some money off these guys. This guy's valued at 210,000, which is quite high for our club. But now into the exciting part. Players we have brung in. Starting off with Hirat Matu. A lot of these players are high potentials. So, of course, the potential ability does go down as you move up a division because it's all relative to the league you're in. But we bring him in. We bring in Hirasi, a very good player, this one, on a free. 350,000, 21 years of age, 16 pace, 15 decisions, 15 strength. He's played in the friendly games, got a goal in there as well. But I think he might be our backup over Bobue, who we had last year. So Hirasi, very good player for a free. Okamoto, again, another youngster that has a high potential. As I say, the potentials have dropped down now that we've moved up a division. They did have around 3.5, 4.5 stars. But again, young players are on the free, and we can either use them once they get better or sell them on for a profit. Again, here with Miyabi. We have sold 4 players. So Osaka, I've ended up selling him just cheap, 10,000. We didn't use him. He's not a great player. We've outgrown him, so he's moved on. Kojima, quite a good player, to be honest. He was good backup for us, can play left and right back. But we've moved him on. 40,000, I think we sold, or 30,000. 30,000 got rid of him for. I doubt we had a sell-on clause because he is 31. But yeah, again, another player that's just declining. But the club said we didn't need him. He's a rubbish player. So I've ended up selling him. And that's why I brung in and strengthened the fullbacks on loan. We have sold Tsubaki. Again, another decent backup player for us last year. Was on high wages. Actually, 4,000 in the second division. So we have sold him on. Left winger, can play on the right as well, but that is why I brung in the left wing striker. And finally, a big sale for a player that we didn't really use. Akida, only valued at 50,000, but we sold him to a third division side for 200,000. I think I brung him in for 160, and selling him for 200,000 was a good sale because he isn't worth that much. Good all-round player. But he didn't really get much games for us. As you see, last year he played 25 games, but most of those were just coming on last few minutes just to waste time as substitutes. So that is the players that we have sold and the players that we've brung in. We've got £1 million after adjusting the transfer budget. I had the message saying that the board would request anything that I requested they would accept. So I requested more transfer budget when we had 40,000. They upped it to 400,000. And then with the sales of the players took us up to around 750. And I just moved the wage budget because all the players we sold freed up the wage budget. So I adjusted it to give ourselves some more transfer budget. And in total, we've got 1.25 million still to spend. Now, there's still over a month left on the transfer window. The transfer window shuts on the end of March. So I've got just over a month to bring some more players in. And I think we need to strengthen probably the midfield. But there's not much options available. I'm trying to get good players in. There's just not much available over in Japan, especially at the top level. All the best players are playing for the best teams. As new, the left back, as we've already seen, is out for a month. Hiragaya, the centre midfielder we brought in last year for 150,000. He is out for still 3 more months. Banned for 2 matches as well. I'm hoping that happens while he's out injured and we don't have to wait for him to return. But I'm sure it'll just count from when the season starts. But he was out for 4 months, still got 3 months left. So it's a big loss for us. Hiragaya in that centre midfield. And Okazawa, the guy I said I'm going to be starting in centre back, because he is on loan from Kashima, who we are playing in the first game, he is also suspended for this one. So that's 3 players out already for the first game of the season. So this is how we're lining up. So only changes from last season, we've got Inaba coming in at centre midfield. Shikano is back in the other centre midfield. So quite a young midfield there, 19 and 20. Quite young midfield, but the front 4 remains the same. Back 4 and goalkeeper remains the same. Of course, we've got these new players on the bench. Silva can play right back. So we've still got Sajita. Not the best player now, but he has good chemistry with the squad. We've got Terricado, can play striker, but mainly on the right wing we'll use him. Good pace, good one to bring on late onto the game. And this other striker that we'll use at the left wing, because he's our only backup for Fujimori, who's now valued at 3.5 million, by the way. Very good player. And as you can see, he's got no negatives, high potential, still growing as a player as well. So this is how we're lining up for the very first game of the season against the reigning champions for the last 2 seasons, Kashima Antlers. 3.5 stars compared to our 2 stars. So let's go into this one. We're going to play this match in today's episode, and you're going to see us lose our very first game of the season. There'll be many more losses this season unless I move clubs. I've been applying to jobs, as I've said, but none have gone through yet. We're going to see how this year goes with Kanazawa. Of course, the board expect us to get relegated. They just want us to battle against relegation. We're probably favourites to finish 19th or 20th. Of course, we beat, I can't remember the name of the team, Onahara maybe, was it? So on the last day of the season last year, to get automatic promotion, we go 1-0 down here. Second goal of the season. It's the first match. How has he scored 2 goals already? It's the first match. But they did end up winning the playoffs, so they are up as well. So we're probably favourites to finish bottom of the league. So if we do survive, that'll be huge. But I'm going to try and move to a bigger club to have a better squad, of course. Having Fujimori valued at 3.5 million is huge for us. But there's clubs that have got players 10 mil plus value. And we're 2-0 down here. 60th minute, probably time to make a few changes. We're not expecting to get any results. Let's quickly watch this highlight. Is it for us? It is for us. Tales with the shot, but it doesn't score, so it doesn't really matter. But all our team, we've got pretty much our first lineup out here, so there's not much we can change. We'll rotate them over. We'll go attacking. Sujita on for Inaba. And let's try out this right back as well. Let's put him on. Other than that, there's not much we can do. Hiraga could maybe come off. We'll bring on the Loney, but 3 changes on the 56th minute. Let's see if we can get some shots off, maybe get a goal back, make it interesting, or we're going to go 3-0 down. Good save by the keeper there. We get away with that one. So 20 minutes left to go. Of course, start of the season as well. Same as every year in Japan. First half of the season is just games all the time. 2 games a week. It's not till the second half of the season when the games start spreading out and you have more time between games. But we're going into this one 2-0, which isn't the worst result, to be fair, against the reigning champions away from home on the very first day. And we've made it 2-1. 2-1 to go, 3 minutes added time. We're going to get one back here. Fujimori, nearly pulled it off there. Final kick of the game. Puts it over the bar, but that's not a bad performance by the boys. More possession. 4 shots on target. It wasn't a bad performance, to be fair. 2-1, not the end of the world. Irashi picking up that goal as well from substitute. It's still a loss, but compared that we was away from home, as Sato's now injured for 2 weeks, was away from home against one of the probably the favourites for the league. That wasn't a bad result. So I'm going to play quite a few games off camera, guys, because I'm expecting to lose a lot this season. Of course, I'm going to apply for jobs that are higher up. The Wolfsburg jobs come up. Could be a good one to take. We won't get it. We could just apply, but I don't think we'll get that one. So there's probably not much point applying and upsetting the players that we want to move on. So I'm going to continue on, play a few more games. Hopefully we will remain in division. That's the main thing. And try and get a job higher up. I did get a job offer, but it was a team struggling and that finished low down in the 2nd division. So obviously I'm not going backwards. But that's going to be the end of this episode, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed. I think I've showed you everything to catch up on. This is the squad. I've showed you the transfers that we have made. Loan signings, players we have sold. Of course, I've got £1 million still to spend There's just not many players available to spend it on. But I'm going to try and do that. We could do with a centre midfielder, a very good centre midfielder, I think would just solidify this team a bit more, especially in the middle of the park, which got 2 youngsters in there at the moment. So to get a solid centre midfield in, of course, got Hirigaya, but getting on a bit and he's declining. But if we can get another player like him, a bit younger, that would be perfect to add some depth and solidify that midfield. But that's the end of this episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe. Drop a comment down below just saying, or what should we put? Let's just put fixtures. Put the word fixtures in the comments below if you are still watching, so I know that you are. And I'll see you all tomorrow for another video.